Well guys, it has been 2 miserable days in this Alabama heat, but we finally got done what I have been dreading ever since we bought this farm. If you've been following our progress on this new farm that we bought, in a previous video I had mentioned the water line was something that was iffy at best. We could turn it on at the meter down by the road, and up at the house we got water. Alright, so we're finally to the point where we're going to try to test our water, and we've already run it just a second to see, but when I was digging up I found 2 pipes. I wasn't sure which one was the main water line and what was something else. This apparently is something else, and I think this goes to an old irrigation system. So this right here, I just capped it off and put a ball valve on it, just for the sake of testing it to see if we could build up pressure and if we had any leaks. And so we turned this thing on, and this thing has got crazy good pressure. So here's what we got. And I think even in that video I said I'm cautiously optimistic, but that water line ended up having a lot of leaks. They weren't like major leaks, but it was like little pinhole leaks here and there. You know, and I don't know what the distance of the old water line is, but it's probably about 2,000 feet, and it goes through some really thick woods and privet. There's pine trees that are, you know, 14 to 18 inches in diameter, just growing right on top of it. You know, and so anyway, it did have some leaks, and instead of spending the time trying to clear the woods area and, you know, patch it, which probably would have taken way longer than the 2 days that what we just spent out in the field, we decided to go ahead and run a new water line from the meter all the way up to Elizabeth's pole barn. That took us 2 days and about 2,000 feet of pipe. So it's a little bit longer of a path, but it's all flat, so we're not going up and down hills. And also the water line is out in the big field, and it's going to run, or we're going to run a fence a couple feet off of it, you know, so that way 20 or 30 years from now I'll just know the water line is right there by the fence. And anyway, we installed some shutoff valves and some water spigots along the way, so if we have animals out there, then the water's already there, easily accessible. But for the last 2 days, like I said, we trenched that 2,000 feet and laid all the pipe, and we got to Elizabeth's pole barn where we put another spigot, so we have 3 total. And so that puts our water about, I don't know, 150 feet from the house. So that's closer than where we were 2 days ago. But we've turned it on, everything's good. So I'm gonna start covering up the pipe here in just a little bit. But I just want to take a break, because like I said, it's been really hot these past couple days, and being in the middle of that field, it was just full sun all day long. So anyway, we finally got it done. So that is a big hurdle for me, physically, but also mentally. Like I said, it's just been something that's just been looming over me for about a month or so, since we realized that we do have to replace it. Besides the cost of all the pipe and everything, I just was really not looking forward to spending those 2 days doing that. And we've got probably another day left that we will eventually connect from the pole barn to the house, and the house to this pole barn that I'm in. But it'll take a while before we get to here. So maybe in another month or so we'll do that. And anyway, that's kind of where we're at right now. So as far as the trenching went, out in the field, it was exactly like what I thought it would be. I mean, the dirt's really good. We might have hit in the first, I don't know, 1,800 feet, whatever it was. We might have found like, 2 or 3 rocks in there. The rest of it's just good dirt. So that went pretty quickly. The last probably 200 feet from the field going across the road to Elizabeth's pole barn. Oh man, that was rough. Looks like, I don't know if it's like sandstone and then there's some packed chert and some rocks. It took us about 4 hours to get that last 150 or 200 feet, whatever it was. Yeah, that was really miserable doing that, because it was about 1 o'clock when we were like right there making the turn, and I thought maybe another hour and we'll knock it out and be done, and it just wasn't that way. Which guess I'm kind of learning or accepting, maybe. I guess I've always known this, that things just take a long time to do, and it seems like a good rule of thumb for me is whatever I think it's going to cost and however long I think it's going to take, I should probably just double that number and at least put it in my mind that that's what it's going to be. So, but anyway, but long story short, we got that done, and so I'm really grateful for the help that I had for that, and the 2 days of no rain to be able to trench and not be in the mud. And then also, while we had the trencher out here, we went ahead and trenched from our house to this little area. That's just a wall that we put up. Again, the pole barn's been a disaster project as far as trying to get chert in here and get this pad fixed to where we can pour concrete. So I've kind of given up on trying to rush that. Just accepted that it's just not going to happen right now. But this little wall right here, we put up like 3 panels of metal, and on the other side of it is the meter cam box and then the 2 200 amp disconnects. And so one of the disconnects is connected, so we trenched and ran the 200 amp service wire from the disconnect all the way to the house. And so the house is pretty much, it's probably like 90% electrical and plumbing is done in there. At least as much as we can do right now. I've got a guy that's going to come and do the heating and cooling system, hopefully the end of this week, maybe next week. And once he gets that installed, and then we can get the house climate controlled, then we'll start doing the interior finishing. So that'll be really exciting to kind of see it start to come together on that. But as for the rest of this week, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to pressure wash and prime and paint the roof. The paint says like between, I don't know, some degrees and 80 or 90 degrees. And we're about 95 degrees, but also with that metal in the sun, there's no telling what it is. It's hot up there. So I don't know if I'm going to paint the roof right now or not. But I'll probably finish caulking the seams on the siding and possibly get that painted. I need to get some more gravel out here. Hopefully with this dry heat, it's not dry heat, it's humid heat, but the dry weather and the heat, hopefully the chert pits are drying out where I can get that guy to bring me some loads of chert out here, and then maybe I can take a day to spread those with the tractor, kind of give me a break from the physical work and just ride the tractor for a day and tidy up this place. So, but anyway, it is starting to come together. So I'm gonna get out there with the tractor here in just a minute and use it to push the dirt over the water lines to cover it back up, and let all the dirt and stuff settle whenever we get our next rain, and then I'll come back and touch it up later on in a month or so. But anyway, that's what we've got done this week. So I'm really excited that we were able to get it done. I'm glad nobody had a heat stroke out here because it was just miserably hot. But we got it done, and everybody is safe and well, so that's a good thing. So I am going to do that, and then I may hook up the hose pipe and give myself a outdoor shower real quick before I change clothes and pack it up and head to the house. So anyway, I hope y'all can stick around for the next videos on what we're doing around here, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.